Hello again, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday's edition of the MUTV group chat. The lads have reconvened again. Maisie, Wes, Danny, and Ben Thornley. How you doing, guys? Ben, you were outside yesterday. No chance of that today, is there?
No, totally did. I said yesterday would be the last day that we had some sun, and it was lovely. But today we've had some much-needed rain. I think it's going to be like this for the next sort of 72 hours. Not nice.
Everyone okay? I get the impression, just from speaking to lots of people, that people are just getting really fed up now. How you getting on, boys? All right?
All right. It's going to be fun. Oh, good.
Good
Is what it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The good news is we got a lot of reaction to yesterday's programme where Nicky Butt was on it. And let me just give you some of the reaction that we got from you at home. These are some of the comments on YouTube. This one, just finished work. I'm a bus driver. I look forward to watching these with my brew. It is appreciated, and I think we appreciate what you do as well. This one, can you please ask Wes if he thinks that he, John O'Shea and Johnny Evans left United too early in their careers? And then he goes on to say, there's any chance of having Willie Morgan on the show at some point. But what do you think, Wes? I mean, did you, John O'Shea and Johnny Evans leave United too early?
Not if you would have seen my knee, Stu, no. Not at all, mate. I think it comes to a point where the manager changes the squad and the team and the players. I'd been there for 12 years, and it was when I say I was running out of performances, high quality performances, because of my injuries in the past. I think that it was coming to that point. I was gutted, but that's different.
What about Shazy and Johnny Evans? He's still going very strong now, isn't he, with Leicester?
Yeah, I think Johnny was. I mean, I've said it before. He had sort of a bad 4-6 months. Johnny did. He had a few bad games that got really, really highlighted. He was just going through a bad patch, but by no means did that make him a bad player. And I think he got sold a bit too early.
Yeah, I think a lot of people would agree with that. And this one, another one from Stella, who's the main thing I've learned from these videos is what a character Maisie is. That's certainly one word for it. This one from Amy, absolutely love Nicky Butt, amazing player, seems like a decent person working with United for the right reasons because he loves the club, the people and the sport. This one from Lee Matthews, Benny Blackmore Thornley is what he said after yesterday's dramatic suggestion that Ben Thornley is Clayton Blackmore's love child. Have you had a sleepless night because of that, mate?
Sleepless, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Why is that?
It scarred me. Counselling sessions booked and everything.
Has anyone mocked any pictures up with you, Ben?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. David May did mock up an absolutely outstanding picture of Ben Thornley.
He had a little tosh as well.
Yeah, it was very good.
The hair's coming on as well.
Yeah, it's very good. Perm was brilliant. This one, you guys have been so amazing during the lockdown. Bring out more of the class of '92. Thank you, guys. No, believe it, it's actually been our pleasure. Jonathan saying also, I'm glad Nicky talked about mental health. I think, yeah, that is an important part of the situation that we're all going through at the moment. Good point. Here's an email from Canada from Steve Edge in Vancouver, who says, thanks so much for the group chats. Great way to start my day here on the west coast of Canada. Quinton Fortune's London Marathon tales were hilarious. Sad maybe, but hilarious nonetheless. By the way, since emigrating in 1981, I don't get to see the games in person so much, but I really think United should sponsor me to attend more because the last 11 games I've seen live or in person are 111, goals for 41 against 8. The last 2 games, 2 winning cup finals, FA Cup 2016 and Europa League 2017. We get all the games live on TV out here, and MUTV is absolutely indispensable, which is not a bad record, is it? I've gone to 11 games and won 11 games. I must just mention this from Sue Lloyd on Twitter. I wouldn't miss this show for the world. What a tonic these chats have been amidst all the sadness. Maisie's gone up in my estimation due to his culinary skills. That was a very posh pudding he shared on Twitter. What was that, Maisie? I thought you just got the food delivered.
Yeah, it was from the Simon Woods restaurant in Manchester.
Right.
They're now doing home delivery, so out of the blue, I thought, well, I'll order a 3-course meal. And what they do, they send you all the ingredients, and they tell you how to cook it all and how to prepare it, and it was good. Tell you what, it was very good.
So does that count as culinary skills?
Well, it's just the same as Danny, isn't it? Danny had all the ingredients for his banana cake. It's how you do it. You've got to prepare it. You've got to cook it yourself, and yeah, it was meant.
Yeah, good. Danny, I think we must get Danny to do another one of those videos as well. Very impressive that was, Danny.
It
Very
was.
impressive. Surprised you've not had in the office to take part, mate, in a bit of cookery program. That was very impressive.
It's not gone anywhere yet. It's not gone anywhere.
I think it should. Let's bring our guest today, shall we? He was in the United dressing room and dug out across, well, all those glorious trophy-laden years under Sir Alex Ferguson. Kitman Albert Morgan became a very familiar face in that wonderful era, and he joins us now. How you doing, mate? It's good to see you.
I'm all right, Stuart. Good morning. Good morning, boys.
Morning, Albert.
Morning, Albert.
Well, we always ask everyone who comes on, how have you been coping in lockdown?
Doing a lot of walking. Riding my bike. Just getting on with it as best you can.
Yeah. It's hard, isn't it? It is hard, but I mean, you've been coping all right?
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Yeah, just like I say, just trying to keep myself busy and bit of gardening and, yeah, missing the football. But, you know, that's just life at the moment.
Yeah.
When you look at the panel that we have on the programme today, what goes through your mind? You must be able to tell us some things about these gentlemen.
Well, the big fella there, he's trouble. Amazing trouble. Amazing. Got to be very careful there. Never take your eyes off him. He's, you know, you got a man mark him.
Albert.
The rest of them are decent lads.
You just described me there, Albert.
But they're all good lads. We've had some over the years. We've had some cracking lads at the club. Really have. Really good lads.
And I suppose I better ask the panel what they think of you. Mate, you can get your own back now.
There's a bleep machine on.
Yeah. It's not live, it's okay.
Albert, remember our little jaunt to Cyprus?
Oh yes, I do, son.
With the, I think it was about the 25th anniversary, was it? Something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
And
Bottle of wine.
The bottle of wine and the bottom of an Armagnac.
That's right.
Yeah, the gaffer. It was just after 9/11, so you couldn't take any liquids on board. And Albert drove the manager to the airport. Obviously, couldn't get his wine through. He had to try walking it through the gaffer. So Albert says, "It's all right, gaffer. I'll take it. I'll take it back for you." So Albert comes back to the hotel, shaking like a cat. Doesn't have a clue that this wine's probably worth about 10 or 15 grand.
He told me 20 grand.
Yeah, well, you know, hey, 15, 20, does it matter, pal?
No.
So Albert said to me, Maisie, will you take it back? So I
didn't say take it back. You volunteered because you had a Samsonite case.
Yeah, and you were bottling it. And then I rang you. I rang you at 7 o'clock in the morning and said, Albert, you're not going to believe it. I've had my car broken into. Oh, Maisie, don't be telling me that. I said, and the wine's gone. Albert's got to take it to the gaffer that morning. Carry on, Paul.
So I get Sir Carrington and he sees me getting out of my car. So I goes in the laundry and the girls say to me, "Morning, the gaffer wants you right away with his wine." Absolutely, backside falls out. But I go and face him. And I've always had a great relationship with him, and I went up the stairs and I was shaking. He said, "Where is it?" I said, he said, "It's not broke." I said, "No." I said, "David May brought it back for me because he had a Samsonite case." He went, "Maisie, what if you give it for?" So I said, "He's ringing it in a minute or two." I said, "He'll be here." He said, nothing better happened to that. Nothing better happened to it. Anyway, I went and had my breakfast, and I was shaking having my Kellogg's it was on fire. So next minute, Maisie comes walking in, and I says, "We better go and see him." Anyway, we went and seen him, and he said he started on me. Why did he give it in for, and this and that and the other? Anyway, the pair of them had set me up. David had the wine, so it was. It was the only time I was ever shaking with him. But you know, that was 1-0, and then a couple of weeks later, he did something else to me. But that was Maisie all the time.
You let me out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you remember the time when you put the fiery jack in my underpants?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
then you go and, you know, play with your town halls, and then that just gets into them, seeps in slowly.
You're not kidding.
Just burns.
You're not kidding. Talk about the ring of fire.
All good fun, but hey, all good fun, pal.
Different class, son. Different class. Yeah, different class.
Lads, was Albert the butt of a bit of humour in the dressing room?
It's
I
all
think
good quiet.
No, I think so. I think everyone respected Albert. It was always a joke.
We had some fun, Wes.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, I was just Albert. Have you still got my flip flops or what? I'm sure you nicked them when I left.
No. I had enough of my own, son.
Oh, good. Albert, I wanted to ask you a question actually. So it was a long time ago, the 99 season.
Yeah.
How come I was number 30 in Europe, but 24 in the league?
Well,
I could never answer it.
That was just the way that they registered, because you come in sort of like at the death with all the numbers had gone, and Ken Merritt put you in at 30.
We'll blame Ken Merritt. I like that.
Yeah, we're playing Ken Merritt
Nice.
for that. Yeah, it was tricky.
Right.
It was
Okay.
tricky. But I mean, so long as you got in, does it matter what number you have?
No, not at all.
Really?
I just get asked that a lot. That's all.
Do you?
Yeah, I can't answer it. I don't know. I don't know.
It was just, it's just the way that it was all allocated.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
And Albert, what do people ask you when people see you? What do they ask you first of all? What do they ask you most of all about?
Well, what was it like working with Fergie? That's the most popular question.
Yeah.
And the second most popular question was, who's your favourite player?
Well, I think we better ask you those. First of all, I know you're obviously close with Sir Alex. You still in touch with him a lot?
Yeah. Speak to him almost every day. Yeah, almost every day. He's on a total lockdown at the moment.
Yeah.
Total lockdown. Yeah, not been
How
out
is
there. I think his missus has had to nail his feet down.
Hey, could you get him on this program?
You'll have to
How is
ask
he? Is he good? Is he in good form? Is he in good form?
He's in good form. Yeah, he's good form. He's doing his exercises every morning. He's got his dumbbells out, and he's on his rowing machine and walking machine, and yeah, he's doing well.
When you do speak to, I mean, when you were with him all that time, unprecedented success. You were right there. What was it? What is his secret? Why was he so brilliant at what he did?
Well, he lets people get on with the job. He learned how to delegate to all his staff, and so long as you did your job and you did it to your best of your ability, it was hard work, but you know, your enthusiasm and it got you through, and it never bothered you. So long, and I used to keep him informed about everything.
You did.
Did you?
Albie, I knew it was you, Alb.
No, I was.
Hey.
I don't mean that.
Hey,
I'm talking about.
Wes, the informer. Here he is. Hey,
I
wondered why you used to get me in every month.
I was on the fence, Maisie.
Yeah,
I was on the fence.
it's coming out now.
I was the one balancing on the fence, mate.
Yeah.
I was the. Oh, it was a nightmare. Kept me awake some nights.
Now we know.
Gaffer.
Really did. Just kept me awake.
Albert, how many rollerkins did you get off him?
I had 2 air dryers. That's all.
It's not
About
bad.
what?
Well, one I probably deserved, and one we still argue about. I won't talk about the one that I deserved, but the one that we argue about was I used to go down to London on the team coach in the morning when the boys were going down on the train. And this particular morning, I said to him, right, I said, I'm off to London now on the coach. I said, I'll see you at Euston. So he said, all right. He said, set me bag on the coach. I said, right, okay, I'll see you later. So I get hold of his bag, off we go. So a couple of hours later after training, he rings me back. He says, Albert, he says, can you bring me bag up? He said, I want a book out of it. I said, Gaffer, I'm going past Luton Airport. He said, you going where? I said, I'm going past Luton Airport. Oh, well, he started. I'm not going to. I was just ranting and raving. And he put the phone down. So we get to London. I goes to the ground and I laid the gear out. Goes to Euston with Steve, the driver, and all the lads are saying to me as I'm sort of like helping him put the luggage on the bus, he's after you. He's after you. Where is it? And Scholesy and all that. Here he is, boss. He's here. He's round here. Here he is. So I gets on the coach. I gets on the coach at the back door, and he always sat at the front. So they're all shouting, "Albert, get us a cup of tea. Albert, get us a drink. Do you want a drink of tea, boss?" And all this type of stuff. And I won't go anywhere near him. Gets to the hotel. They're all at it again as I'm unloading the bus. Yeah, Gaffer is here, shouting. Oh, just kept out of his way. Anyway, goes and has a bath in the hotel and goes down for something to eat. And Mick Phelan starts then when we were in the bar having a drink. Yeah, boss, here he is. And then still stayed out of his way. Oh, the lovers have had a tiff, they were all saying. TC was winding it all up. Anyway, he come from nowhere as we was walking down the corridor into the dining room, just put his arm on my shoulder and said, "Give us a kiss." That was it.
Does anyone ask you about the Mike Phelan balloon popping incident?
All the time. All the time. Yeah. It made me jump. I don't know about the boss.
Albert, you know when we used to clean boots? And obviously we'd stay behind after games and all that. And
did you do them?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
I actually did. I did wedges and I did Coleys. But you were like the grumpiest man at the end of a game. All the youth team lads would be like, "Oh, we've got to go in and see Albert. We've got to go in and see Albert." And then, but did you think that changed the mentality when lads had to do jobs from when it had to when it stopped?
They should, in my opinion, and I've said this at meetings, they should still be doing that type of thing now.
Yeah.
Definitely, because it was all part of it. It made you what you are, what you were.
Yeah.
I really do believe that.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Albert, you weren't as grumpy as Norman.
Oh no, I've heard that. Hey, listen, I love Norman to bits. I mean,
Me too.
I mean, I can always remember he gave me some training kit to do for the Champions League game, and he said I'm going home early. You finish that off. Oh, and I spent 2 hours doing this training kit. I got it all stacked up nice in the laundry and different things, and I kept walking away from it and looking at it, and I thought, right, that looks spot on, that. So the next morning I goes in, And no, sorry, he came back just before I went home, and he said, "Everything all right?" So I said, "Yeah, smashing." He said, "Have you done that kit?" I said, "Yeah, there it is." And he looked at it, and he just walked over to it, and he just wiped a lot of it all on the floor. And he said, "We'll sort that out in the morning." And I was absolutely gobsmacked. I went home, and I came in here, and my missus said to me, "What's up with you?" I said, "Nothing." She said, "Come on, there's something going on at work." I said, No. I said, "All right." Anyway, after tea, I still had my slippers on and everything like that. I get in my car and off I went back to the laundry, and I fixed it all up off the floor, did it all again. He walked in the next morning and he looked at it and he went, "That's better." And I still don't know, to this day, I don't know why he did it, but he had method in his madness, and he, like I say, I stuck by his rules all the time I was there, and he never let me down.
You said there that one of the questions you always get asked is what your favourite player was as well. So come on then, what's the answer?
Oh, the Ginger Prince.
Nice.
Scolding, without a shadow of a doubt. And you can, I mean, like I say, we've had some great players, great players. But Scholesy was mustard. I can always remember when he sometimes when he was sub, the gaffer would just say, "Scholesy, go and get ready." He'd pull a bit of a face, especially if it was late on in the game or whatever. But Scholesy was Scholesy, and then he'd just say to him, "Go and win us the game, son." And more often than not, he did. He's just a fantastic footballer and an absolutely super great lad. And it was a little sod most of the time, but he was a good lad.
What was the strongest dressing room in your times? Obviously, it would have changed from your early days to the later days. What was the strongest dressing room?
Strongest dressing room. I mean, as I always go sort of like to the local boys. It's like Wes and the class of '92 is what you want to call them. And that was very, very good. But we've always had strong dressing rooms, different type of dressing room. When Roy was there, Roy King was fantastic as a captain. We've not had one as good as him, never, in my opinion. And a few of them have had a go at it, but Roy was Roy.
And what about current United, Albert, and now that Ollie's at the wheel? I mean, do you enjoy what you see?
Fantastic. It's a pity that we've had to stop like we have, because they were just about starting to turn the corner. Wasn't the finished article, but the club were being very, very honest, and we knew where we were. They weren't trying to kid everybody. I think the supporters had latched onto it, that that they were being honest, and it was a pity that it had to stop because of this virus. And he will do a good job, because he's got a lot of united people, what I call united people around him, like Mick and his staff and carers, and the lads have bought into it, and the young boys that have come along and took that opportunity. And obviously the signings that he's made have been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. Listen, mate, finally, I just wanted to ask what your one personal highlight is. You were in the dressing room for all those amazing experiences, the treble and all titles and cups everywhere. Do you like to pick one out, one personal experience?
One personal well, I mean, obviously you always go back to the treble winning season, but the best one for me for that was when we beat Arsenal in the replay in the FA Cup. Absolutely tremendous, and that kicked off this thing with Schmeichel, with this 10 or 11 to go or something like that, he said, and then everybody thought, "Oh, hey up, yeah, for once the big fella's got it right here. He's in with a chance of this." It didn't get spoke about much, but you definitely, it set the momentum going, and it was just tremendous because I don't know how we did that. It was just pure adrenaline, and obviously we had a little bit of luck here and there, but that's what you need, and it was just brilliant.
Listen, mate, it was so great to see you. Thanks very much for giving us your time this morning. Time's flown by. But really
am I going now? You're bombing me out now.
That's it. We finished, mate.
Yeah.
Hey, don't bomb me.
Bombed. That's it.
I've got up early. I've had a shave. I've put the top out, and now you're bombing me off.
That's it, mate. I'm so sorry. Run out of time.
Well, I'll let you get on to the Ionas then.
Yeah.
I'll be brilliant, that mate. Well done, mate.
Lovely
Thank you,
stuff.
Al.
All right, see you later, boys.
Cheers,
All right.
Albert. Great to see you.
See you, Ben. Take care.
Ta-ra, mate.
Get some more cream on, Ben.
Cheers, Albert. Albert Morgan joining us. He couldn't resist having to go to bed. Everyone has to go to bed on this program, but there you go. Before we go, it is Juan Mata's birthday, and not surprisingly, the Juanfield game won the Match Rewind vote for his best sort of day for United. As you're going to see that game later on. Later in the week, Robbo's going to be on, Phil Neville's going to be on, and Mikhail Sylvester's going to be on tomorrow. MUTV@manunited.co.uk's email address. If you've got a question, you want to get in touch or anything like that, you know what to do. But for now, enjoy the rest of the day. Guys, see you tomorrow. Thanks for joining us.